So what's going on, guys? The truck guy here. Today I wanted to get back to you with another video, and today I wanted to tell you guys how to change a MOEN shower or bathtub cartridge. It's an easy job, but you've got to have the right tools and know what to do. If you're into tools, knives, and tackling jobs around the house and yard, please check out my channel and hit that subscribe button, guys. Alright guys, so today I'm going to tell you how to change the MOEN shower or bathtub cartridge. This can be a major problem, guys. It happened to me last year, and it happened while the water was running. So what happened is I tried to pull this faucet back to the off position, and while I was turning it, the cartridge inside broke. So the water was still on, but the cartridge was inoperable. So it was a bad situation, guys. I had to go to my water main, turn the water off, and then figure out how to do this, how to find the right equipment. So it's actually not too tough of a job, but if you don't have the right tools, it can be a real pain. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through how to change the shower cartridge. So let's start with step one, and that is to turn off the water in your house. So let's go do that now. Alright guys, so step one is to turn off the main water supply in your house. And I just got this pipe put in new a couple years ago. So I've got the new valve on there, and all you do is turn that to the side, and now I've turned off the main water to my house. Alright guys, so I'm back in the bathroom now, and I just turned on the shower. There was a little residual water in the lines, so I turned this over. It ran for a couple seconds, and now the water is out of the lines in my house and to this shower, so it's dripping a little bit now, but we are good to start the job. Alright guys, so tool number one you need for this job is a screwdriver. I've got the Husky screwdriver here. And pick up a set of bits. You'll need a Phillips and a couple other bits. To get into the faucet handle itself, you can use an Allen wrench. I just prefer to use the bits I've got. Got a bunch of different bits that I can throw in my screwdriver. So let's go ahead and get this faucet handle off. So again guys, this is just, you can use an Allen wrench or just one of the bits from your bit set. We'll go ahead and get the handle off here. Just a little screw like that. We'll set that up and out of the way. Now we've got our handle off. We'll also set that up and out of the way. Now this part you also need to get off, and it's got a Phillips. So let's go ahead and change bits, guys, and we'll get that Phillips off. Alright guys, so now I've got my Phillips bit on my screwdriver. So let's go ahead and get the Phillips screw off of this. Just a little Phillips screw on the black piece here. Then you can go ahead and take this white piece off, and you can also go ahead and take this cap off as well. That's not secured in at all. So now you can see your shower cartridge, guys. So guys, with the shower cartridges, I've watched a couple videos and I've seen them use a traditional pliers like this, a locking pliers, to set it on the cartridge itself and yank it out. Guys, in my experience, that doesn't work, especially with the MOENs. You're going to end up just ripping your cartridge up and potentially doing damage to your plumbing. So guys, I would 100% recommend not to do this job that way. You need the proper tools, and I'm going to show you the exact tools you need right now. So guys, the exact tool you need to pull the core and the cartridge out is the DANCO Core Puller for MOEN. I picked this up for about $12 at Menards. You can also get the MOEN Core Puller, but it's going to set you back about 26 or more bucks, guys. So it's a really expensive tool. MOEN's definitely got the market cornered in terms of this, but if you can find the generic version, I picked this, like I said, I picked this up at Menards, but it's about half as expensive, a little less than half as expensive. So this is going to save you a lot of money, guys. So absolutely pick up this core puller, and I'll show you how to use it in just a second. Alright guys, so we're going to use the core puller in just a couple seconds here, but what we've got to do before we use the core puller is get this little fitting out of the core. This holds it in place, so grab a needle nose pliers. And we'll see if we can get it, guys. It's a little wedged in here in my setup. Thought this was going to be the easy part of the job to show you guys, but you kind of never know what step is going to be tough on a particular job. Alright guys, so we got the fitting or the pin out that holds the cartridge in place. It was very tight in my setup. It was a lot easier when I was working on our upstairs bathroom. So again, you don't know what's gonna be the challenge on any of these particular jobs. Alright guys, so I wanted to get in nice and close here so you can see up close the cartridge. And the next step, guys, is fitting on the core puller. It's got a nut on the bottom here that covers up two notches. You want these two notches on the sides of your cartridge here, and then it's also got a screw on top, and that's going to screw into the top of the cartridge there. So let's go ahead and get the core puller on here. So we're gonna fit those notches on the side of the cartridge. Make sure when you start, your screw is very loose, and we can move our nut down a little bit, not overly tight at this point. And then, guys, we grab our screwdriver and we start screwing the nut into the cartridge. And what we're doing now is just creating a very strong connection between the core puller and the cartridge. And guys, that's why it's so hard to get these out with the locking pliers, is you just can't build up this kind of leverage with something like a locking pliers. You might be able to do it if it's loose, but I found it extremely difficult and was not able to do it with my cartridge that I did earlier. This isn't necessary, guys, but you can also grab a pair of adjustable pliers and give this a half turn, quarter turn, just to make sure you've got a nice tight connection, guys. Because that's really what you want to do with this, is build up a tight connection so you've got maximum leverage to get your core or your cartridge out. So then kind of move it a little bit side to side, not too much. But now we're getting our cartridge out, guys, and you can see it's extremely tight. This one is a little bit old. You're going to get a little water that comes out at this point. So kind of move it side to side. You're going to get your cartridge out, then you're going to get some extra water that's just in the pipe there. So you guys can see the extremely strong connection that we've got here between the cartridge and the core puller. So really a very cool tool. You definitely want one of these around. It's nice to have the generic one, guys, because you're not going to use it that often. But when you need it, guys, you really need it, because you could have an issue where you've got to turn your main water off if these get caught midstream and you've got water running. So this is the old cartridge, guys. You can see it's a bit worn down. The plastic's really not the best. So you probably want to replace these every 5-10 years, something like that. So we'll go ahead and set this aside here, guys, and we'll grab the new cartridge. Alright guys, so we've got the new cartridge out of the packaging, and the one thing you do with these cartridges before you pop them in is you put a little grease on your cartridge. Make sure those plastic parts are lubed up, and then you want the HC and this little notch facing up when you push it in. Then you go ahead and you get your new cartridge in place, and guys, it's going to go in a lot easier than it may have been to take out your old cartridge. Line it up a little bit here, guys. Alright guys, so next step is to get the pin back in, so we'll see if we can get the pin down. The pin was not making it easy on us before, but now we've got the pin down and in place right up top here. So now we are looking pretty good, guys. So go ahead and get your cap back on. Get your white piece back in place here. Then we'll get our black piece. Sorry guys, I don't know all the technical terms for this, but I don't think it really matters. So we're going to get our black piece screwed back in with our Phillips. And then guys, we're going to get our faucet handle back on. I'm going to switch out my bits here, guys. And then we're going to go ahead and get our screw back on to secure the faucet head. And now that's nice and tight. Don't want to over tighten it. And then we're going to go back to the off position here, guys. Alright guys, so now we're back in the off position. We've got everything reassembled and ready to go. And I should have said this at the beginning, guys, but the way you can tell if these cartridges are about to break down is you're going to get a lot of stick. When you're moving this, your faucet may really be sticking, turning it off and on. Now that I've just replaced this with a new cartridge, guys, I can move this with one finger, easy as can be. Before I'd actually have to get some leverage into it to get it moving from hot to cold and get it turned on. So again, guys, replace these if they're getting sticky at all, and then if they get overly sticky, you may have a situation where the cartridge will actually break and you'll be stuck with the water on, or you won't be able to turn it on, one of those two. But I usually find you can run into a situation where they break because you'll be turning it on, you'll be putting in that leverage on the handle, and that's where the cartridge will break, and you'll be stuck with, you know, your bath water on, your shower water on, and you're going to have to turn off the water main and get this fixed on an expedited basis. So guys, pick up this tool, pick up the DANCO Core Puller, save yourself a few bucks off the MOEN product. This is the exact same tool, works perfectly. So that's it, guys. Please hit me up with a like or subscribe if you can, and as always, we'll talk to you on the next video.